He was the hero of Feyenoord fans and the nightmare of Ajax fans, and now he's got a cabinet full of trophies and striving with that winning mentality as a head coach of Sweden. Jon Dahl Tomasson. It's a bit, I have to get used to it because it's the first SEG Stories in English, and normally I always do it in Dutch, but you preferred English, and I respect that. So welcome to SEG Stories.
Thank you.
You also have a different voice in English than in Dutch.
I don't know actually.
Yeah. It was in English. It's more like British.
Yeah.
And Dutch, you can more resemble the Danish.
Serious?
Yeah.
The Danish dialect.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you?
Great.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this podcast, to be honest.
Yeah.
With you, Joost.
We just spoken because in the days before we spoken on the phone, and you said, I don't want to look back too much to the past, but. For me, actually, it's
you want to do it, huh?
I want to do it, yeah, very much. Because, and I don't say this often, I certainly don't say it because you're here now, but you're actually my childhood hero.
Yeah, serious?
Yeah, so now we already started on the wrong foot maybe because I can't criticize you anymore, but yeah.
I already like you then.
Yeah, well, thank you. Because it actually, well, my years as a Feyenoord fan, they started around the year 2000, 1999.
Okay.
I think when Cruz left.
Yeah. When was that? 99 or something
to
like
Bologna,
that?
I think, 99.
True.
And then I was in the stadium against Borussia Dortmund, and sometimes I still get goosebumps thinking of how you got that ball on your knee and then the ball against Jens Lehmann and won us that cup. So yeah, sorry, we gotta talk about the past first.
No problem. We will do that.
Because you live in Rotterdam.
I live in Rotterdam with my family, with my wife and two boys. Yeah.
But how is that for you? I mean, you never went back to Denmark, or I mean, you played in every big league in Europe.
Yeah, I've been so fortunate to be. Yeah, to live in a football life in 6 different countries. So, and our base is at the moment is in Holland, in Rotterdam. I moved away when I was 18, a young man from Denmark. I'm now very old, 48. So I've been living 30 years abroad. What is home? I would say Europe is my home. I'm Danish in my heart, but I have a European head.
But you also say a young man. Some would say a young boy because you were 18 years old. And then you arrive in the Netherlands at Heerenveen. What happens?
Now, first of all, of course, is a bit of an adventure to go abroad on a very early age. At the same time, it's an ongoing adventure. I can live my life in football, which is great because I love the game. But I arrived at Heerenveen as a young man, curious regarding the world, a lot to learn, football-wise, but of course also as a person, which you have at that age.
Yeah, because Heerenveen is for an 18-year-old Dane, it's quite. Well, not a contrast, but I think it's quite difficult as well, those years.
Definitely. And at that time, you didn't have a lot of foreigners.
No.
I think you had me and Prince Polly. And I don't know if you can remember Prince Polly.
Yeah.
Played from Twente as well.
I'm just thinking, because this was the year 94. Yeah.
94, December 94. So, yeah.
And then I heard you say that Foppe de Haan was like the major breakthrough in your mindset for football.
Yeah, Foppe was of course a great character, great personality as well, and I was a very young boy, and he was able to connect with me on a very young age. He took me on scouting trips, first of all to learn about the game. So he actually had a bit influence on me as a person, also how you can connect with player, how important it is for a coach to connect. So we drove to football games where we were scouting. He wanted that because I could get used to the league. I could see I was at that time a number 10, a Schouderspits. So we were watching those players, and then we spoke about it in the car. And Foppe, he loved those conversations, and it's 30 years ago, and I can still remember that.
Yeah.
And probably also because when we spoke in his car, he loved to look at me at the same time when he was driving. So it was a bit dangerous. And he was not driving 100, I can tell you that.
Well, Foppe was speeding.
I wouldn't say that he was speeding. He was not driving like Verstappen, but almost.
But you said he connected to me. Was it difficult to connect to you? Were you a bit of a difficult lad to guide?
I don't think so, but of course, in the football game, is about working with people. So your man management needs to be good as well. It's not only about the tactical things, but it's also about how do you cope with people, how do you connect with people, how do you get them into the right mindset and the right feeling. So definitely a good education.
And after Heerenveen, you went a year to the Premier League, but I think your absolute highlight of your career until then started with Feyenoord. What was it like to return to the Netherlands after a year in England?
And it was great. I was thinking 2.5 years in Holland at Heerenveen, 1 year in England. Then I went back to Holland and back to Rotterdam. Of course, a rough city, a very direct city, which I love and which I still love because I'm living in it. It was special. Winning the league, winning the UEFA Cup, of course. Connecting with the Feyenoord fans, we shouldn't forget that. 50,000 each week, or second each week. But when you're playing a lot of games, which you always did at that time, then definitely one game each week. Scoring goals, winning trophies, and enjoying yourself.
And becoming a fan's favorite.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Thank you.
Well, at least one guy. Yeah. One 10-year-old guy.
Already at that time, you had a lot of knowledge then.
Yeah, huh? I know. Never faded away. But then it still amazed me that, because for me, it was like my first... Well, I didn't realize how special it was that Feyenoord won the UEFA Cup back then, because I was 10 years old. So yeah, for me it was like, okay, my favorite club wins a prize. But for you, it was maybe the major breakthrough in your career.
Definitely, it was also a special moment. You know, I had the fortune to win trophies at Feyenoord as well. Of course, also won trophy at Milan and in Stuttgart, and as a coach, twice 2 league titles at Malmö. No, it was special in that way. First of all, winning the league. When you see all the people standing at the Coolsingel. When you see that, I was singing Hand in Hand. I still remember that towards all the people at that time.
Yeah.
I sung terrible, which I still do.
Can you still remember all the words?
Yeah. Of course, I can still remember all the words.
Should I dare you or not?
You shouldn't do it. Then we need to turn the microphone off. All the listeners, they would turn everything off immediately.
Do you know the whole?
Of course I do.
Yeah? Dus ga je mee naar het stadion, naar de club?
Yeah. Of course I do. But that was my first really trophy, which was of course a great trophy, and winning the UEFA Cup, playing on the behalf of Marwijk was special in my opinion. You know, just before I went to Milan, so I had more or less the responsibility from. The defensive part at that time. I think it was very clever of Bert actually that he could recognize a player was able to take charge of that. Sometimes I was playing next to Pierre van Hooijdonk defensively. Sometimes I was dropping down in the midfield. So I think he did that really, really well. But winning and going away, playing the last game for Feyenoord in the Cup against Dortmund.
Because was it already known? I can't remember that you were going to Milan.
Yeah, I think I signed 1.5 weeks before, 2 weeks before. I signed for Milan, so it was actually my last game, and winning that game, and they also choose me as man of the match.
Yeah,
is of course is a very special moment.
But did you tell your teammates, or was it publicly known that you would leave?
It was publicly known. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in the.
I was not thinking about getting injured. I was thinking about winning that trophy for the final fans and for us as a team. Yeah.
No, but still, I mean, could be that you thought, big things are waiting for me in Milan, which eventually happened as well. Because that was considered, and I know you've talked about this a lot of times, but that was considered maybe the best AC Milan ever. If you see those names, I mean...
it was a crazy squad. It was and still is a crazy squad if you run the names through. You know, I won the title once with Milan as well. We won 1 Champions League final. We lost 1 Champions League final in my 3 years' time. We won the cup. But if you look at just the team, there was a team with a lot of personality, a lot of characters. So if you look at the defense, just to mention some of the names, you had Cafu. I think he lifted the World Cup twice as well with Brazil. You had Nesta,
Maldini,
Jaap Stam.
Yeah.
Costa Curta, just to mention some of those players. And a lot of good midfield players as well. We have our Seedorf there, the Dutch Seedorf.
Gattuso, Kaká.
Yeah, Pirlo.
Pirlo, yeah.
Shouldn't forget Ambrosino playing from Italy as well. And attacked me together with... Shevchenko, Rivaldo, Kaká, Inzaghi, Crespo. So it was probably one of the best side ever, in my opinion. Not even at Milan.
Dida and goal, right?
Dida and goal.
Dida and Dudek?
No, Abiati.
Oh, Dudek was Liverpool, of course.
Yeah, Liverpool.
You don't like that?
No. I played together with Dudek at Feyenoord, so he's a great boy. No, it was not only, it was a special environment, actually, because...
also tough, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Feyenoord wasn't that big, weren't that big of a names.
But we won the UEFA Cup. We shouldn't forget that. But at the same time, there was, of course, the best squad in the world. And if you look at those names and what we actually were performing by winning trophy and also playing attractive football was on a high level. A lot of personalities. We were thinking, with that environment, it was a lot of football every day, not only just for training, but also thinking about the game to become better as a team. And also got a lot of inspiration from Ancelotti. He was the coach at that time.
Yeah.
How to deal with big egos, big players, and also how to deal with the board as well. I think he did that tremendous and still do that very well.
Well, how's your ego? Is it big or?
Some will say yes and some will say no. I think I'm a team player.
Yeah.
I want to take the responsibility not only for me but also for more players, for the team. That's what a team player is. Not looking only at yourself. At the same time, if you want to play at the biggest level with the best player in the world, then you also need to be selfish sometimes. But I'm definitely a team player.
But when you arrive from Rotterdam, again, with all the respect for that team, because it was a great team, but it weren't, the big names that we still can remember, except the Feyenoord fans, obviously. And then you go to Milan and you come in this sort of, I don't know, piece of art of a squad with the biggest names ever. You were 24, I think, 24, 25 at the time?
Something like that.
How do you cope with that? Is it like, are you... instantly one of the guys, or is it a bit difficult to get your spot in the team? Or
no, I came from a great World Cup in Japan, South Korea, scoring 4 goals in that tournament at an early stage, or top scorer in the tournament. So one of the players who scored the most goals in that years, not number 1, but I think number 3 or 4th. So I came with that immediately after the World Cup. And there's a lot of competition, yeah, definitely a lot of competition. I was not playing every game, but I was definitely starting 25 games every year. And we were playing 60 games at that time. I know the speed was different if you compare it to now, but there was a lot of traveling, a lot of playing games and winning. And when you're playing in Italy, especially at that time, winning is the only thing which matter.
Free meals.
Free meals, everything is possible. A draw, and there's a nightmare. Everybody is in the basement, ready to shoot you. It was a special time. It was the best place to be at that time. A great environment. But also as a football player and later as a coach, the education you get, because we had a lot of players who took responsibility, but also wanted to talk about football. So you can say that. I'm not a believer that being a coach is about experience. No, it's about knowledge. And knowledge we got also through that team, knowledge about the game. You can have a lot of experience, but if you keep on doing all the wrong things as a coach, doesn't matter all the experience. If you use it in the right way, okay, then it helps.
But also as a player, would you go, I don't know, I know, for example, I had a few conversations with Clarence Seedorf. He's really... well, how you say it? He's really pursuing his own views about football. Is it difficult to come in a squad? And I can imagine that a guy like Pirlo or Maldini has his own views. Is it the bigger the squad, the better the squad, the bigger the egos? And how more difficult the conversation is in the dressing room?
No, I think you need to first of all you need to believe in yourself. There's a reason why one of the biggest teams in the world are picking you up as a player, because you have quality. First of all, You're able to use that quality not only in a game, but over a long time, in the whole season or seasons. And at the end of the day, you need to show it. Of course.
Were there a lot of discussions in the dressing room, or?
I would say there was a lot of football discussion, positive football discussions, which I think, and in the end of the day, it's important that everybody's going the same direction. Otherwise, you will never be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Then it will be lost to some.
But was it Ancelotti's responsibility, or was it like a team effort?
I think it was a mix between him and the team, and he did that really well. Because if you can manage all those players, there's only 11 who's able to start each game. And you have a squad of 26 top-class player.
Yeah.
How do you cope with that? So then you need to be able, of course, to connect with people and let everybody feel involved. And that's also why I'm saying I was pleased I played minimum 25 games from the start each season. Came from the bench in the last season, but scoring also a lot of goals.
How did he do that? Did he go like individually to each player, or did he spoke to the group? Because, I mean, he's a massively successful coach as well.
I think he had a very good connection with each player. And of course, in the end of the day, he had a very good connection with the Italian players like Maldini, Costa Curta, Nesta, who took a lot of responsibility as well in the dressing room, which you should expect. And in the end of the day, when you see that team and you see which trophy we won, how we played very attractive as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then you can see a bunch of players who's going the same direction in the end of the day. And if there's a couple of players who's not want to go in that direction, then the group take care of that.
So, do you have an example of that with someone?
A good example of one. No, not really.
And then as a coach, because you had a lot of coaches that connect to you as a person. So you start with Foppe de Haan. I think Bert van Marwijk is the same kind of personality. And then you just said it about Ancelotti.
Beenhakker was we shouldn't forget Leo.
No. That was a fucking that was a massive legend.
Are you allowed to say a fucking legend?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he will love that.
He's a fucking legend. Yeah,
you can easily say that.
Beenhakker was a fucking legend.
The way he coped with the connect with players and dealing with the presses was excellent. Huh?
Yeah. Then you started as a coach. Is it difficult to to make that switch?
No, I wouldn't say it was difficult. I think it's different.
Yeah, obviously,
but not difficult. But me as a person, during the years, I always took a lot of responsibility for a group. I always wanted to get a lot of knowledge. So I wouldn't say it's difficult, not at all, but different. I think it was quite logical that I took that role after my football career.
Oh, and are there any things that you underestimated about the job?
First of all, as a head coach, and especially me, I'm a perfectionist. I love all details and need to be very concrete because I want to help the team. I want to help the group that we're able to win something and be able to play very attractive football. Time as a head coach. Of course, you use plenty of time as a head coach. You use the whole day.
I heard that you watch every game of all the players.
From Sweden, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment, of course, I'm in Sweden as the head coach. My task, first of all, was to win the Nation League and group and make a turnaround, and also play attractive football. We won the Nation League group now with the most goals scored. We are playing very attractive football. At the same time, we are following the staff, me and the staff, so 6 people, are following every week 55 players, which we are watching each game from, which we are analyzing each game out of my principles. So
highlights or 90 minutes?
90 minutes, and we discuss that. Then we meet up and discuss. So we with those games and upcoming opponent games, I think we watch 1,800 games in 1.5 year time because we want to do our job well. And we are back to those details again.
Isn't it tiring sometimes?
No, I love the game.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but I love my wife. I love my boys as well, but I have a lifelong affair with football. So no, in the end of the day, and I want to play.
Careful now.
Yeah, you're right, Jos. I shouldn't say that.
I don't want to do the headline of this podcast. I love football more than my wife.
No, don't.
We're heading to it
because that's not true. I also love her a lot with my boys, but I have a lifelong affair with the football game. And it's true, we are watching a lot of games. 1,800 games in 15 months is, of course, quite a lot of amount. Mm-hmm. But we want to do it well, and we want to be very specific and create what we can see that each player is doing, in each situation.
Yeah.
That's also why I think when we do work like this, it's easier to put the puzzle together as a national team coach because you don't have the time to train. But then we can pick the right players who's able to play that kind of football, dominant with and without the ball. Football is played for the fans. We shouldn't forget that. And you need to entertain people then.
Did you realize that as a player as well?
In the end, yes, but not early days.
No?
I was not thinking like that. But during the years, definitely. But if you look around and we watch 800 games, then you have been... You've seen, I wouldn't say a lot of shit.
No.
But we have seen a lot of bad football. I want a quick game, but if you see the goalie, he's walking after the ball. If you see a free kick, they're running the time. If you see a throw-in, it takes ages. Yeah, then the ball is never played, they're never playing forward. It's not excitement. You need fans to sit on the chairs and in the stands to say, wow, I'm proud of the team always, but now I'm even more proud. They're talking about how they're creating chances, how they're playing forward, how they're front-footed. So that's why we're watching all those games, so we can connect the puzzle, who's able to play like that kind of football to create an identity within a national team as well.
Is it difficult to create that puzzle when maybe some of the guys have got another education from their club?
Of course it's difficult, but that's why we are watching those games, so we are more or less able to see who's able to play that kind of football.
But how do you put it into practice then?
Because you can see that each player, he can do specific things. So when he receives the ball, is he taking 100 touches every time, then you're playing a very slow and boring game. But if he's able to play in a very, very quick way, then he can connect with player. Football is a game actually where there's 11 football players who need to connect. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't look at one player, not at all, because then they're not connecting. That's why a lot of football is looking like the same things all over Europe, all over the world. So we're able to see that. Of course, you need to have an idea. You need to have a very clear mind how we want to play football regarding your principles. And if you have that, then you can create a verbal way of talking on the pitch with those boys.
I was this weekend, I got a guy I know, he plays in the youth of Ajax, and I was watching a game of him against Borussia Dortmund. And I thought it was so, especially the attackers, they took ages before making an action. So it was dribbling inside the box and then can't make a decision or a low pass. But all the shooting from a distance or take a lucky shot, it's all getting hammered out of those guys. It's not there anymore.
I haven't seen the game, so I don't know it.
No, but maybe make it 801 games. I'll send you the video.
No, but if you, of course, and that's quite interesting. If you want a quick game, and it's about playing the ball forward with an idea. Mm-hmm. And if you want to create a connection within a squad, they need to talk the same football language, a verbal non-communication, and then you need to know exactly what you are doing. So if I'm playing with few touches and able to play with few touches. And you have the ball, Joost, then I need to move quick. Mm-hmm. And if you don't move quick, you will never play quick. Then you play it around, and you play it back to your goalie. And that's not interesting, is it? We're killing our product, and at the end of the day, we don't want to kill the product because it's the beautiful product of the world. Mm-hmm. And we need to give something back to the fans, and that's entertainment. That's why I love winning trophies, winning games. But at the end of the day, when you can play attractive football, and you can get people to be proud of something. You can get other people to copy that. To make me even prouder.
Is it difficult to have Erik ten Hag told me that youngsters these days, they just can't handle criticism. Is it difficult for you to get that connection? Because you just said a lot of times that how important it is to have a connection with the boys. Is it more difficult these days because they can't handle criticism? Or?
Now, when I was playing, of course, as football, there was a different generation than now. Mm-hmm. I'm a coach. Yeah, is the different? Yeah, of course it is. But at the end of the day, is actually, I like that belief that young players have. I like that belief in themselves. That gives me energy, the way they talk and think about the game.
Is it more than you were a player?
I don't know if it's more, but they're definitely more outspoken.
Yeah?
Definitely. As a young player, personally, that gives me energy. I like an opinion. In the end of the day, you are, as a coach, you need to listen and be able to listen and be able to connect with players so they can get the maximum out of themselves as a football player, as a person. So you're building bridges, and of course, listening is one part, but how do you connect with a player? How do you touch him in the right way so he's able to understand what you want and what you expect? No. In those clubs, I can give you a good example. Close clubs in Malmö, of course, and also in Blackburn. You shouldn't forget Blackburn, where I played with the younger squad and actually got the best results in a decade. All those boys were giving presentation for me and the staff. Post-match meeting for the whole squad, or even for small selected groups of the squad. All the young boys were doing that. First of all, to connect with the players, but also to get more knowledge about the game.
But they had to give a presentation?
Of course.
What do you mean? Like in school?
Yeah.
Like a PowerPoint presentation?
No, not a PowerPoint, but a post-match they can get one of our analyze guys to help them to select pictures, and then they needed to perform, and of course and tell us about the game and what the thoughts.
So they would just stand in
front of the staff, and when they had confident enough, in front of some players, and the end players can give presentation regarding the post-match meeting as well. I'm a big believer. If you understand the game, if you have enough knowledge about the game, there's a bigger chance that what you're doing inside, what you're doing on a training pitch, that you will see that in the weekend. Yeah. At the end of the day, the match is all about what happened, and it's all about what needs to be done.
So you finally become a footballer, never have to go back to school anymore. And then here's Jon Dahl, who still makes you give some presentations for people.
Yeah, but I think is also quite a way. That's just an example how you could connect. You can connect in different ways. You know, I'm not saying that when we won the first title in Malmö, you know, the first league title after a couple of years where they haven't won anything, and where we, of course, my task was also like in Sweden to play attractive football and win something. Sometimes when you do win something, the hunger in a group can get less.
Yeah.
You see that every time.
Have you seen that as a player as well?
Yeah, I think that's quite you see that a lot.
Because
that's amazing why some groups are able to stay on the top for a longer period. That's amazing. Like, let's say the Milan time, that we were able to play on the highest level and win titles after titles, because it's extremely difficult to keep the hunger. That's why you need to be able as a coach to touch the group in a special way.
How do you make sure that those kind of innovations happen then? Is it buying new players or putting everyone, you know?
No, there's a way of doing that. You get rid of some players and you bring in some new players to bring new blood in the dressing room. Definitely a way. At that time in Malmö, one of the things I did, I visited players at home, invited each player actually more or less each player out for a meal where we were discussing the year and how he was going to affect the next year. It was quite expensive, those restaurants.
Yeah? You didn't send some invoices to the...
No, I was a good boy.
Oh, was it all...
Maybe I should have sent old invoices. Maybe I can still do it.
Did you do all the... Well, with this...
with more or less the squad, with the Malmö, yeah. Or visit them at home.
30 dinners.
Yeah, go
more
out,
or less.
One of them, yeah. I'm coming in 2 days home. Can you please arrange a barbecue for me, or can you arrange a dinner? However you do it, doesn't matter. We just are going to have a football talk about football and life. I'm not saying that's the only thing, but there's also a way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel respected by the guys?
I think so. I'm very concrete. I'm very honest to the point. What I expect, I think, as a football players, I think all football players, I think that's what you like. Honest conversation, concrete conversation, no bullshit.
No. And also, I think, because the young players now, do they ask about your experiences in like, how was it, like I just did, how was it to be, you know, share a dressing room with Kaka, Seedorf, Pirlo?
Yeah, they ask. I know there's a couple of years back, but they still ask. Yeah.
And then it must be inspiring for them as well.
Definitely, it's the same if one of my players now want to make a transfer to different clubs. Yeah, then we as a staff with Sweden, we try to provide give them a help to make a good choice. So we give them different data things regarding how teams are playing and how it's suitable to that person, and also how's the competition, how's the value within the squad. So this player, he needs to play. Maybe it's not the right place to go to. If this player needs to. So we're trying
almost an agency.
I wouldn't say there's an agency, but we're giving them a helping hand to make the best choice as well, because it's not our task, only if they're asking.
But you also played in every big league, so it's also...
I've been so fortunate to be in 6 different countries. Yeah. And you know, that's great. You get rich as a person, you know, you get used to different cultures, you need to adapt every time. It's been a massive journey so far. I started as a young man, 18 years of age. There was an adventure, and it's an ongoing adventure in football. Great, isn't it?
It is great. And also, if you look back at your coaching or your player's career and now your coaching career, there's still there's always an ongoing success in it. So the how do you say it in Dutch? De plafond is nog niet bereikt. Om het zo maar even te zeggen.
Nee, dat is waar.
I also want to talk to you about the innovation of the game, because you play a lot of attractive football, attacking football. The team does score a lot of goals. Is it a search for innovation to you, or is it just the way that you realized how football should be played?
Of course, it's an ongoing process, but you have your philosophy, your vision, how to play the game, your principles which you follow, which you are, of course, changing here and there during the years. I can see it works because in Malmö played a very attractive football. Actually, with Denmark first, when I was in Denmark, we're undefeated last 3.5 years. More solid team. Malmö started to be attractive, scoring a lot of goals, winning titles at Blackburn as well, creating a lot of chances, being very front-footed, very dominant without the ball, and with probably one of the youngest squads and a low budget. And now we won with Sweden as well. So I see it works, and I think it's one of the things that's important as a coach. Definitely, is that you can create something with the staff, with the players together, which you can be proud of, which is good for the eye. Definitely need to be good for the eye. Winning is one thing, but it also needs to be good for the eye. It needs to be attractive, needs to be excited when you watch it.
But you keep referring to all your jobs as a coach. So you keep saying Malmo and Blackburn and
this, of course, the latest years.
Yeah, but I mean, I think maybe the most of the inspiration came from all the teams that you play with as a footballer, right?
Of course, you get an international, should we say, profile.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of different countries, definitely. But when I stopped, at the end of my career, I was thinking about, what kind of football do you want to play? And then during the years, of course, you get more clear about the idea you want. What exactly do you want? And in my last years, it's been about the point, to win things, but also to create that team spirit within the squad, but also create an attractive way of playing. And why do we want to do that as a person? Because you need to give something back to the fans, in my opinion. And I know the fans love the club. They love it anyway. But I think you can fall even more in love with a team. Who remember a team who were playing shitty football, who won something? Yeah, you remember that day, next week it's forgotten. But if you win and you create something special, that's even better.
Yeah, like the Tiki-Taka Barcelona's and the Manchester Cities and your AC Milan squad. Everyone will remember those for eternity.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And then you can also, hopefully, a lot of other coaches are going to be interested in the way you're doing things.
Is it also, do you listen to a lot of young players with their view now? Because you just said they're more direct. There's I wouldn't call it a lack of respect, but I think they're less conservative than when you were young. Because then the head coach, or the older guys, I think a young guy at AC Milan wouldn't get into a discussion with Gattuso, for example, without getting smacked in the head.
Yeah.
And recently, Kevin Strootman said he was at PSV, and a young guy told Mark van Bommel to shut the fuck up. But now the youngsters are getting more, like you said, more free
outspoken.
Outspoken. Yeah. Do you listen to them in your approach of the game?
You should always listen to people.
Yeah, but is it...
If you can't listen to people, you can't connect with people. In the end of the day, you need to make connection with people to get the maximum effort out of a player, as a football player, but also as a person. And it's your task as a coach to develop those different characters. And I think of course it can be difficult, but at the same time it's a great challenge. And I love a great challenge, but to connect with people is of course extremely important if you want to be successful as a coach. Tactical is one part, and of course connection with people, connecting with the fans and the media is also extremely important, and the board.
But it's almost like a completely 360 new job, where your the previous coaches and trainers would just go on the pitch, play football, and that's it. And Erik ten Hag also said recently that you have to think of the mentality of some players. Some guys have problems at home. They don't wanna do this. They got a problem with their food. It's like you're a therapist, a teacher, a head coach, and a best friend all in once.
Yeah, and it's great, huh? What a challenge! What a challenge!
Yeah, no, I can.
I have a very positive mindset with those things. Because in the end of the day, you want to help people. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. In the end of the day, you want to help, and the only way to help people is to be able to listen, use your knowledge, and of course, you need to be very concrete about things still. Huh?
So all the players or all the coaches with big egos aren't suitable for the job.
No, they're suitable, definitely. Definitely they're suitable, but they're just doing it in a different way. You need to stay close to yourself, huh?
But also put your own ego aside.
Yeah, I don't think if you listen to people, is it to put your ego aside? Not at all. It's just to be open-minded. I think you can do both things, in my opinion.
And to close off, we just jokingly said, where's your plafond? So where's the absolute top of your ambition? I think, you've done a great job with Sweden now. Where's the top?
At the moment I'm in Sweden. I'm very happy to be at Sweden. We shouldn't forget that. My task was to make a turnaround in result, play attractive football. We definitely have done both things, the staff and the players together. We are playing attractive. We won our Nation League group. Last 10 game, but I think we won 8, had a 1 draw and lost a test game.
Most goal scorer, I think, right?
Goal scorer is the team who scored the most goals and create the most chances as well. And because we want to play the ball forward, we want to create excitement with an idea, of course. And then at the end of the day, you can only see what would happen. But definitely, I want to show this on a high level, and I can see that works.
But I don't know, winning Euros or a World Cup, is it realistic, or do you downgrade those ambitions?
Now, when I took Sweden 15, 16 months ago, they just were relegated in the Nation League. They were not in the Euros. They were not in the World Cup. Now we're promoted in the Nation League. Now the World Cup would start. I think we have a decent group of players. We have who wants to do everything for the country, who wants to run through the ball, the right spirit, which we need. And at the same time, we can play extremely attractive football. Time will tell if we manage to go to the World Cup. But if we should go to the World Cup, I think we could be a quite interesting team.
That's a safe answer.
Yeah, it's a very safe answer. Yeah. But when you're playing 6 games in a short while, you need sometimes to be safe. But we're playing good football.
Yeah. You watched 1,800 games, so I thought at least quarterfinal. You don't want to jinx it, obviously.
No. But at the same time, when we shouldn't forget where we're coming from. If you just been relegated.
I know. I'm not forcing you to an answer either. I'm gonna watch it, and I'll text you maybe after you lift that trophy.
You're very ambitious. I like those ambitious.
Yeah. Well,
I'm also very ambitious as a person, and my players are very ambitious, and that's. I think that's very healthy in life. Was that as a player, and that as a coach. I think you need to have the ambition and hunger to achieve something, because then you always have the drive to become better as a person as well, and as a trainer.
Last question: is it? I always wonder: is it different to win something like a league or a cup as a coach or as a player?
It's different because
can get less drunk and
that's true, definitely, but true. But as a player, you don't, it's another game. You're proud of what you have received. As a coach, for me, I'm proud of giving direction for a team, and now in Sweden, when we promoted for the Nation League, I was very proud of that, because suddenly the media was talking about revolution regarding football in Sweden. Yeah, those are things you would like to hear.
But I think as a player, winning the Champions League with AC Milan, you didn't give a damn about what the papers wrote.
No, but what people think is of course not talking about the media, but also people. No, I was very proud. I'm still very proud of winning the league title in Holland, in Germany, and in Italy, and of course in Malmö as well. But also winning the UEFA Cup, winning the Champions League, great moments. So when you end a football career, you think about, oh, have you won something? Yeah, I won something. I played 112 games for my country. I'm the Danish guy who's most goals scored. This is highlight in your career, definitely, and something you should be proud of, which I am very proud of. But on the other hand, now as a coach, it's a different mindset. Yeah, you want to be proud of, to give direction of a group, to create something with people.
So best after party, which was it?
I had a lot of good after parties. I had a very good after party. Feyenoord when we won things. Super Cup when we won it with Laura Pausini singing, I can remember, with Milan. Great moments.
Yeah, cherish that and striving for new moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for passing by, and we're gonna follow you every step.
Thank you for being
towards
here.
the World Cup.
It's been nice. Thank
Cheers,
you all.
Thank you.